Hi guys, it's the Zackalope playing some Sweet Lily Dreams. And right now, I am conversing with all of these people to try and figure out what they all know about these topics. Chatter's history.
As angered as I am at the professor's recent behavior, I can't condemn an honorary colonel.
You're... oh, no, an honorary, not a fellow colonel. I thought I said fellow. Where's Seymour? So who am I not activate this? Oh, Miss Scarlet. I'm not talking to her. She's gonna advance the story. Where's... okay, he's out here in the balcony.
Professor Chatters is still an honorary colonel. I guess that's no surprise. He was loved well in the military. You know Miss Prattle's son? Private Paddle? Well, former private, really. Good riddance. He looked up to the professor like a mentor.
New target. A new thing. Alright.
I'm just remembering who that servant is. I thought he looked familiar.
Okay, I can't talk to him about that. Alright.
Mr. Prattle's son was younger than I am, but he joined the military in traditional Prattle fashion. No surprise, it runs on their family.
Okay, so I have... not talk to you about the feeling.
The cat's cute. She's a little standoffish, but what cat isn't?
Hey.
This machine the professor uses, how does this help us win with the war? Surely you can't engage in discourse with an enemy.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Hey. I still don't understand how a machine with a mouth can make us do its bidding. Is there some sort of hypnotism involved? Maybe it's some of the professor's literature will help me wrap my head around it. There must be something here.
Photography.
Hey. I found an envelope with a bunch of photographs inside. I was gonna show you, but I lost them on the way to the washroom. Don't worry, they couldn't have gotten far, or maybe the other guests found a few.
Okay. Well, I didn't talk to you about this.
A person who hasn't served in the armed forces doesn't deserve to live in St. Laurent. Even I spent my fair time in the service as a colonel. No colonel was as courageous as I was. We lost many good men. Oh.
Oh. Come back here!
Oh. You young ones can flatter about trying to solve how the professor's contraption functions, but I just don't have the energy. I let the railroad take me where it pleases, as they say. I don't need to know how locomotives do what they do. They just do it.
Come back here!
So you work for Messenbo, the bottling company? Very interesting. They should really upgrade to wine bottles. Do you take the pictures they use for advertisements, labels, the walls of the meeting room, Sunday picnics, what? I never knew Private Prattle personally, but Mr. McCall is about his age. I wouldn't doubt they frequent some of the same circles.
Well, then let's go talk to Mr. McCall about it.
Yo.
Mr. Prattle's son, I know him. We both sort of grew up together. The McCalls and the Prattles have been pretty close for a few decades. He has a fairly scandalous history, though. He went AWOL. Moreover, he left to run off with a rather rich older lady. You might know her. Mrs. Seymour of the Seymour House. Oh my god, are you serious? Holy cow.
Yo.
Private Prattle always had a taste for, I guess you could call it, aged wine. Ha 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 ha! Hardy har har! Prattle's absence was a mild blow to the reputation of the armed forces, at least in the eyes of the public.
They say Private Prattle ran off with Miss Seymour. More importantly, he left the forces to do so. Chasing a woman into the wilderness is the true goal of every young man, but only a coward drops his rank and flees his duty.
And what do you have to say about this, Mr. Seymour?
Hey.
So, you've heard? It's rather embarrassing. Mother ran off with the Prattle heir, and he's younger than me. Not only that, but she took most of the house's finances and left me in charge. Me, of all people. I've been useless for years. Needless to say, the house has been dipping into obscurity for some time now.
Isn't that what I needed for the chatter? There we are. You know him? He's a rather poor servant as far as servants go. He barely respects the servant's code, if that's what they call it.
I'm pretty sure he tended to me when I was younger. Maybe back around 6 years ago and earlier. I don't really remember too well. I was a bit pampered. It never occurred to me that servants had...
Names?
faces. I have a problem of not looking people in the eye when I talk to them. I've gotten better now that I'm the master of Seymour House, but it's tough. I've always been a bit more introverted. These social interactions can be taxing. Mother didn't help by keeping me constantly sheltered from public appearances, and being as spoiled as I was, I barely noticed servants.
You recognize this one?
It's hard not to. He has a fairly distinct attitude. I think I recall his voice more than anything.
The droll that he has. We'll just have to keep our heads up and our wits about us. Try not to worry so much.
I'll try.
Yeah, I got some dollars.
Seymour House has been practically dissolved into obscurity at this point. It's not my favorite topic. If Mother hadn't taken all of our money and left with that damned private prattle, we might still be squeaking eyes somehow. Possibly.
Okay, and now I've got to go around and ask people about this.
Oh,
Oh, and I can chatter with them too.
oh, that professor sure has pulled a fast one on us. But I can't complain about his wine selection. There are much worse ways to spend an evening.
What?
Seymour's a right mess when it comes to handling the Seymour house, but he doesn't have much of a choice, eh? But if you think Miss Seymour stole the family funds to run off with the Prattle boy, you're mistaken. The Seymour house was bankrupt. The truth of the matter is she agreed to sell the estate to Professor Chatters to get the money they needed to elope. This mansion is, in fact, the old Seymour estate.
Really?
You can't trick an old gentleman like me. I've been here 1,000,000 times over the years.
Really? Oh. The Seymour house? Okay. Hey, oh! I have no idea that the head of the Seymour house eloped with Private Prattle. All that matters is that Private Prattle was a disappointment. To leave your patriotic duty in the name of love and dreams is military sin. I can't respect it. And then you.
Yeah.
That's right, I recall fairly vividly now. Private Prattle was always admired older women. Running off with Miss Seymour was a classic move. I really can't blame the fellow. Miss Seymour was quite the sight. And now, Chatter's history.
Me.
It's true that Seymour House was, or is, penniless. The sale of this estate might have been of use if Miss Seymour stuck around. The Seymours had plenty of estates to sell, but not many would have the price and prestige the official home of the Seymour family has. Professor Chatters must have paid a fortune, but why? He must really like this dusty old place. You are not happy! It's no secret that the professor was an inspiration to many of the troops, but mostly to the ones with lesser mind, shall we say. His professorally liberal thinking was easy for the mindless followers to, indeed, follow, and some even left their rank due to his manipulation. Private Prattle, who was an endless source of this type of meaningless gossip, was one such person. He was led by Colonel Chatters personally. God. More than one person left the forces after being influenced by the professor's liberal attitudes. His mentality was viral. If Chatters wasn't so useful, we might have dismissed him. Prattle would still be in the armed forces then, for whatever that's worth. Oh my god, Private Prattle, I gotta talk about him again. I'm going around and talking about...
Oh, that professor. He's made a fine purchase in buying the Seymour's estate. The servant leaves a bit to be desired, though. I've heard that Chatters gives free rein to his servants when guests aren't making appearances. I've also heard that his servant is the only one the professor still employs. That explains why it's so calm in here.
And then I might as well talk to him about the private.
Private Prattle and Professor Chatters were awfully close, they say. Before he went AWOL, he and the professor mingled quite a bit.
Let me talk about this later, maybe after I finish the next class.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk about that.
Huh.
I hate that Chatters brought the estate, but I suppose someone would have. It's a weird experience being back.
Okay, so I have that done. Now I need to talk to you about Private Prattle again.
The fact that Private Prattle left the military to pursue his childish dreams is downright absurd. Knowing that Chatters was in some way responsible for this is even more disappointing. Damn his charming smile.
Eee.
Private Prattle always looked up to his superiors in the military. It's no surprise that the great inventor inspired him to go after his dreams. Alright, and then you needed something in order to chat. Where's I don't know what you want. I'm actually more interested in what this cat has to sell. Discourse. Immune! Oh, this game is great! Oh, this game is great. Wine tasting! Now let's go ask about wine tasting.
We Boastings are amazing wine connoisseurs. If you ever stop by the estate, prepare to see the largest wine cellar of the houses. Oh.
This game is great. I love it.
I'll drink wine, but I don't really have a palate for it. I'm more for the taste of hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa! Oh god. I walked through him.
I may have stumbled upon an old-fashioned toilet wine in the washroom, say what you will, but ingenuity outweighs flavor.
What?
Ah.
I truly love a fine wine. Who doesn't? If you really want to know more about wine, you should ask Mr. Boasting. The Boastings are renowned wine drinkers. Was there... Oh, there we go. Hey, are you gonna read?
Small bottle of homemade wine in this toilet. Disgusting, yet intriguing.
New wine label? What? Level 5 photography. Don't have enough for that yet. What? Unknown. Off-dry rose, often from cantaloupe. Cantaloupe? Cantaloupe? I don't know. Still don't have enough knowledge on that. No. Where's the... Okay. I thought there was something else of interest. Guess not. Huh. What else is there to explore? Who's who? Can't examine that. Lamp shade doll, no one knows who made these things. They were gifted to thousands of doorsteps once the... Oh, 5. Seymour House, huh? There's so much to do. I love this. This is awesome. Can't examine that. don't think there's anything out there. I really have no choice but to go on, do I?
Oh.
No better than these aristocrats. I'm too preoccupied to engage in discourse just because it suits your fancy. You're desperate for attention, prove it. Address me when you have more experience. Okay. Oh, there we go. Does anyone know much about Chatter's house? St. Lauden approved him for a house several years back, presumably to keep him working on this technology. I see no other reason why. What's interesting is that the Chatter's house is currently the only house with a single member. It's unheard of before now. Not bad. Can't discourse you. Alrighty then. Alrighty. But I can get another topic. Alright. More wine.
Oh. Your boastings are amazing when...
What? Is it gonna be the same thing? I guess I might as well just talk to everyone, see if it's the same thing.
Yo.
Alright. Worked up on the obligations the professor set upon us. Light a fuse if I can gather the right information. Gets angry enough, maybe her passion will disrupt the scene. Yes! I have it. I can't believe the professor has the gall to experiment on his guests. Has he no honor? It is rather surprising, Alex. I'd expect a former colonel to have at least some ethical code. I'm beginning to think that all of these talks of his good deeds are simply rumors to aid his reputable reputation. You have the worst vocabulary. He must have some merits. Your son was taken in by his influence, wasn't he? Low blow. What could you possibly know of my son? From what I hear, the professor inspired many people to leave the armed forces. Your son was no exception. What are you saying? Don't sound so flustered. Everyone knows that he left the military prematurely to run off with the head of the Seymour house. The sale of this estate enabled them to elope. Elope? Horrid, absurd, treacherous! You can't possibly believe that my young boy would take part in such a ridiculous scandal! He's still working for our great country, proudly making his father proud! There's hardly a point to contest. This is the reality of it. Your assertions are incorrect, you trollop! I'm pretty screwed for this. What? Okay, what can she...
Yeah.
Powerful vocab... She does not have a powerful vocab... I don't care what you say! Miss gaining power... Enhances the outcome of inflection perfection, granting a lot of power whenever landing on a reddish peg. On a reddish peg? What? I don't understand! I don't understand! Alright, disruptive. We need a circle. Subtle. This is gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna have to level up. This is gonna be a little bit of a long episode. Disruptive. Overt. Overt disruption! She's frustrated. Good. What are you talking about, reddish peg? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever landing on a reddish peg. That's not reddish! Doesn't make any sense. Alright, Square. Alright. Oh god. Your mouth feels dry. What a horrifying young woman you're turning out to be. You and your accusations against my son.
No.
Back away slowly before I decide to lose my temper, Miss Gossip. Okay. Well, I'll see you next time. I'm gonna have to level up quite a bit, it looks like. I'll see you next time. Bye!